Matthew Hennessy joins us from the Wall Street Journal. Marlena Shivo. Guys, great panel last time. I was out last night in Cipriani's right here in Soho, and there was a cast of characters you wouldn't believe, all different political persuasions. But the hot topic for men and women was all these states rushing to either protect abortion rights or to ban abortions. And as a woman, this one that I just heard about at Alabama, the complete ban, not even incest or rape or anything. How does that strike you as a woman?
I mean, anything, forget that aside, that's like the next level. But as a woman, as a person, like, it's ridiculous that someone can actually tell me what I can do with my body. It doesn't make any sense, okay? That's the obvious answer. But the thing about incest and for rape, I find it astonishing. Like, you were talking about Joe Biden earlier, right? So they call him Creepy Joe. He touches girls, right? He does this, and this, and that's creepy. He can't be president. He's a creepy guy, right?
Come on, don't start touching me on there. That's not right. I can me too you right there. That's not acceptable. I'm kidding, but I know what you mean. I think he is Creepy Joe.
All right, you think he's Creepy Joe?
Yes.
Okay, fine. But if Creepy Joe were to take it to the next level and rape or have incest with somebody,
now that'd be news.
that victim could not actually, it's just amazing that victim couldn't actually take control and do anything about it.
Matthew, our audience at Newsmax is kind of center right. A lot of libertarians out there, smaller government, lower taxes, keep the government out of my bedroom, keep the government out of my pocketbook. I've been saying I kind of believe the government should stay out of women's wombs too. But what's your take over at the Journal and yourself personally?
Well, the Journal doesn't have a take, and I don't speak for them. I speak for myself. I'm a pro-life person. I'm a Catholic, and I would defend that position. I'm more interested when it comes to Alabama in the politics of it than in getting to some sort of argument with you lovely people about the biology of it or the libertarian sort of approach. I'm curious as to why the left, the Democrats, think that politics is a sort of a game at which you always win and you never lose. So you've got a state like New York that is dominated by Democrats. They pass what I would consider to be extreme abortion laws. You got a state like Alabama that's dominated by Republicans. They pass what the left would consider to be extreme abortion laws. So the solution is not to sort of run to the courts or to rant and rave about the end of democracy or the assault on women or the war on women. It's to make your case, get politicians elected in Alabama or Nevada or wherever you need to get them elected, and change the laws. That's what democracy is, right? So we're entitled to have different views, right? On some of these really hot issues, I feel like the space for having different views has been shrunk to the point where you can't even have a conversation about it without being called a name.
On Liquid Lunch, we're trying to build and reach out to you, our new audience. We've been on, this is our 5th day, but I refer to our audience as the purple people, because if you're all red or you're all blue, to me, those are the zealots. And a lot of us have some reds and some blues and maybe a whole bunch of different shades of purple. But you can be fiscally conservative and socially liberal, and you don't have to be a zealot about it. But when I look at New York State, and I'm a Catholic too, and I have my own views on what women's rights are and when a child is a child. But New York basically just said, up until post-birth, if the mother tells the doctor that she's not mentally capable of handling being a mother and she might kill it or something, the doctor can keep it comfortable until it suffocates and dies. I mean, that's to the extreme. They should have rights when they come out, I would think.
The point I'm trying to make is that the only two really solidly defensible positions that I understand are you can always have an abortion whenever you want, or you can never have an abortion. Everything else is just politics, is sort of like arguing over when you can have an abortion.
Right.
I don't see why it should be an issue that the right can make progress on sometimes, and the left can make progress on sometimes. That's why we have 50 states, laboratories of democracy. It gets sorted out in the way things are supposed to get sorted out.
Yeah, I think the founding fathers gave a lot of rights to states, and then like you said, that's why people got to vote. When you get 20-30% of the people going out and vote, then you can't sit there and be a cynic when the people that get in have the opposite point of view. But is there a time in between there where, like Matthew's saying, hey, it could be never or always? Is there a time somewhere in there, Marlena, where you think it is a human?
Of course, absolutely. I mean, it is a human after a certain point, and you know, it used to be in New York that it was at 20 weeks. That was your limit. That's when I was having kids. That's what they told me, and you know, the thing that you just said, yeah, that is extreme, even for someone like me who's very liberal. But I also think that I don't understand why this is still something that everybody's arguing about. You know, I feel like, and I feel like it's ramped up a lot lately. I don't know why.
This is a discussion that they're saying they're trying to get it to the Supreme Court, and this could, you know, start to call into question stare decisis because this is already settled law.
It is.
And I think it's going to come down to Matt, like Roberts, on if, and I think he's shown in the past that whatever we thought he was when he became the Chief Justice, he's a little more reasoned, and he's kind of taking that middle ground.
Well, you know, his critics would say he's proved to be more political. I don't know if I would agree that he's been more reasoned. He has developed a reputation for sort of prioritizing the legitimacy of the court as a political institution, not putting it in the center of every dispute between the Democrats and the Republicans. But trying to sort of spread the decisions a little more evenly and equitably so that the court can sort of recede as the sort of the final arbiter of these really indivisible questions. Like, you wonder why we're still talking about abortion. We're still talking about abortion because the two positions are fundamentally incompatible. The pro-life position and the pro-choice position, there's not really a place where you can be a little bit for abortion or a little bit against it. You have to be one or the other. So that's something that we're probably going to be talking about forever. And of course, if the court overturns Roe and all the states start adopting their own abortion regimes, 50 different situations in each state, well, the conversation is going to go on for another 100 years.
Wow. So
yeah.
you don't seem happy about
well,
this.
no, I just don't understand why it just can't be up to the woman.
At
that
any
part
time.
I don't.
At any time, it should be up to the woman. So
No, not necessarily at any time. I just mean that why can't a woman choose what she's supposed to do with her body? Regardless, I understand what he's trying to say, but I'm coming from a completely different place. So
Well,
it's not even the same argument.